Hello and welcome to Villa-Lobos Prelude number 1, part 2. In this we're going to be diving into the rest of the A section. If you haven't and you still want to check it out, we have the first bit, the cello melody bit, already done. Have a look at the link that's going to pop up now. Failing that, let's dive into the rest of this fantastic prelude by Villa-Lobos. Okay, welcome to the second section of Prelude number 1. Welcome to the second section of the first section of Prelude number 1. We're going to be picking it up from bar number 19 and 20, which we already covered in the last video, but I'm going to just go over it quickly. So 19 looks a little bit like this. And then into 20. Now that you can play that, you don't need to do that shift. However, there is a difference in tone for the melody, which is why I have chosen to play it down here. The melody is generally going to stay on this 4th string. And then you're back in. So, the main thing here is there are a lot of shifts laser ahead. So bar 19, that's bar 20, bar 21, down to a B, and now we release all fingers. 3rd finger slides down, 3rd finger is the guide. You're going to slide down into a 1st finger at 2nd fret, and then your 1st finger is going to slide up to the 5th fret G. Then we're into that diminished shape. So 19 into 21 looks like this. And then we're into the diminished. Okay, nothing too difficult there, nothing drastic. It's literally one chord shape and then open strings. Once we get to this point, it is now a series of diminished shapes, a classic Villa-Lobos move, where it goes diminished shape, down a semitone, up a minor 3rd, down a semitone, up a minor 3rd, down a semitone, and here's where the pattern changes. We move up a tone, down a semitone, up a tone and a half, down a minor 3rd, down a minor 3rd, down a minor 3rd, down a minor 3rd. This is a fantastic pattern. If you need to, anchor on to the melody here in the tenor range. So it's G to F sharp, A to G sharp, B to A sharp, C, B, D, B, G sharp, F, D. Alright, then you just take your fingers 2, 3 and 4 in that shape. So it is full diminished shape. 1st finger, 3rd finger, 2nd finger, 4th finger. And here we go from the G. Now, the thing to note here is we have the opening rhythm. And now Villa-Lobos decides to alternate. Then we're back to B7 and into the turnaround bars for the top of the piece. So the key takeaway from this is when you're onto this diminished series, do not leave your 1st finger down because you're going to squeak. If you lift your 1st finger off, shift. You're not going to squeak as much. These fingers can stay down, not a problem. Try and lift this up off the squeaky strings. Bar 19 to 26. And then we're into the bars we've already seen in the last video. So I'm not going to go over them, I'm just going to play through them quickly. And back to the top of the piece. So this time the top of the piece we move through the melody. Now this time you do have a significant jump. So from that B, it is a 5 fret jump with your third finger. So you are going to have to laser ahead. And it is easily done where you're going to do this. And miss it. So make sure that you laser ahead. When you're up here, you could obviously play P and I. But I prefer to leave my thumb on the string there to keep the tone even. Into the next micro study. So again, bars 27 through to 32. And then we're into the next micro study. Welcome to the next technical challenge in this section. So we're looking at bars 33 to 38 in this micro study. The main thing to keep in mind is the shape that Villa-Lobos is probably thinking of is that diminished shape again, except what he has done is he's taken the second finger out and left an open B in the middle. And then what you're going to do is you're going to shift these two fingers, 3 and 4, up a semitone and back down, and clash them against that open B. The way to do that is to anchor this, and you can see already that my hand is down, my thumb is quite high, and I am pushing those fingers up with this part of my hand. I'm not trying to lift them up and move them, I am pushing them up and leaving them down. This is the anchor here. This is providing stability for me to push and down, push up and down, push up, lift up and down, push up, lift up and down. We have again a tenor melody, because obviously this entire prelude is to do with the cello. So it goes on to the D, C sharp, C, B. So a nice chromatic little run there in the tenor melody. And then along with that we have slide down the fourth string into that. This is quite a challenging and demanding section. You will feel the muscles in this section of your hand warm up. Again, it's going to depend a lot on how high your action is, as to how much this squeaks or doesn't squeak. Try and keep your fourth finger in line with your third finger. That's the best tip I can get, because as soon as your fourth finger slips out, you're going to squeak. Just that little. The melody in the tenor range is again harking back to the opening, where we have 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 before it moves on. So try and keep the volume on your I, M and A finger, so it's P, I, M and A, down. Right, make sure that the melody doesn't get cut off. It should stay sustained throughout, no matter what is happening with these fingers here. Welcome to the next micro study. The next micro study picks off where we left off on a fermata sign on this chord, so make sure that you use it. Hang on, loads of vibrato before sliding down the fourth string, B to F sharp, to G with the second finger, on to D sharp with the third finger on the string 5, fourth finger for the E, slide down, violin slide connect, second finger on the C, first finger, open. It's then going to go onto the 6th string, 2, 1, open. And very important here, this G here has to be a 1 to get back into the C and into the next section where we're going to see an iteration of the opening material rhythms. So here we go. From that point, there is nothing too challenging about it. The accompaniment in this section is all open strings, and it's open strings on an offbeat. So it's going to go 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 into the next couple of bars. From our fermata and this lovely high chord, to the next chord shape. If you need to practice it in sections, start with the offbeat C. Then add the other melody back in. Do it nice and slowly and build it up. There's nothing too difficult about that if you follow my fingering and the melody and what Villa-Lobos has written. Bar 41, where we hit the C chord, the fingering is 8, first finger, 8, second finger, 8, third finger, fourth finger, or 9. And again, we have a high chord with open string, so we're clashing against the open E. The right hand fingering is key here. Thumb, P-I-M, P-I-M, P-I-M-A, P-I-M. So again, I will go over that. P, P-I-M, 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 P-I-M-A, P-I-M. And then that chord shape is just going to shift down a semitone and the same deal. Before you're into the next microstudy and the harmonics. Why is it P-I-M instead of P-I-M-A to begin with? Which you can do. Listen to the difference. So this is just P staying on top and then I-M-A doing the accompaniment. Whereas P-I-M. Hopefully you should hear there is a little bit of an inner voice melody there. Altogether, that entire section all the way up from 39 to 42 sounds a little bit like this. And again, main thing is make sure your accompaniment is not loud as you play through this. Welcome to the next microstudy. This starts at bar 43 and it is the E minor inversion chords. Starting with harmonics, 12th fret. You need your 4th finger here. Nice and clear. And then you're going to go into what is essentially an A minor shape up at 7th, so it gives you E minor, but with no bar. The trick to getting this up at speed is to put fingers down in specific orders. It's going to go 1, 2, 4 and then 3. As soon as I play that harmonic, I am into that shape and I'm putting those down first and then my 3rd finger. Nice and slowly again. Harmonic. 1, 2, 4. 7th fret, 3rd finger. Open strings. Then 2nd position. Finger 2 on that E. And then we're back into a melody in the bass. C, B, A, G, that second finger staying down on the accompaniment. And then we're back into this fantastic chord here, which is just a dominant 7th chord, just fingered differently. And then we head back into the same idea again at bar 47, E minor inversion chord. And now we have a different idea popping up where Villa-Lobos goes straight to open strings with the D, staying with open strings on strings 3, 2 and 1 with the C, and then moving on to strings 4, 3 and 2 for the B. A, G, and then the F sharp before we finally hit E again. So you need to understand that bar 43 and 44 are the same as 47 and 48, except the back half, this bit here, is slightly different in each. So here is the first variation, 44 and then 48. Let us just have a look at what you're doing. Your right hand, P, I am A for that, and then literally I am using I am A, P I am, I am A, P I am A, and then we're into the dominant 7th chord. P, I am A, I am A, P I am, I am A, I am A, P I am, P I am A, P I am A. Then your P I am A just move, then your I am A just shift up a string set. And then we're into the last little micro study before the second section. So all together, this sounds like from bar 43. Hi, how you doing? I'm hoping you're enjoying this video. If you are, a like on the channel would be appreciated. There is a ton of new content coming your way. Currently I'm working on Kuyan Baba, but I am also looking at doing some more Rolandians, some Koshkin, and of course loads more Villa-Lobos. If that interests you, subscribe to the channel and you will be first in line for all of the new videos that come out. Let's dive back into prelude number 1. Welcome to the final micro study of this section. It is the bridge into the second section, the E major section. So we have crush notes in the bass to begin with. There is your melody. Villa-Lobos leaves us on a dominant 7th. With a suspension there so that we can resolve it nicely into, so it's a lovely suspension into the melody note of the next section. From a chord point of view, we have 3rd finger at 4th fret for the C sharp, 1st finger on the E, then you're going to slide your 3rd finger down into what is essentially a full, into an F major chord, 3, 4, 2, little half bar on the bottom there, into the dominant B7. finger is just going to slide up to hit that suspension before you get into the second section. Now, the key thing here is to make sure that your accompaniment again is not loud. And to get that melody note nice and clear, you want to roll down and bring the energy into string 5, not string 6 and string 5. And that there is probably the only place in the entire first section where you can roll a chord, or where there is an opportunity offered to roll a chord. I don't know if you've noticed in the 2 videos, but pretty much every single chord apart from that one and then this one have been straight. They have all been straight chords. So very few rolled chords in this section. So, I mean, I have also offered an alternative fingering there. I don't know if you noticed, to the 4 and 2. It's your call as to which you find. Alternative fingering available. So let's take a look at bars, and we're going to back it up. Actually, I might back it up. Well, from bar 47. Wonderful E major section coming up in the next video. Hi, thank you very much for staying until the end. This video has been brought to you by classicalguitarrocks.com. It is a guitar site dedicated to giving you the best information for modern classical guitar. And I'm not talking beginner stuff either. I'm talking the challenging stuff that I know you want to get into, such as Dians, Koshkin, Villa-Lobos. Head over there now. There are a ton of freebies still available. There are also courses to take, which is a fantastic way to step into the world of modern classical guitar. It is the only place on the internet where you're going to be able to learn all 12 of Villa-Lobos Preludes as well, which is worthwhile checking out. So if you're looking for some 6-string inspiration, head over there today.